You ever lie awake at night just completely lost in your head, coming up with wild ideas, big dreams, ridiculous what ifs? Well, that is me, constantly. So I am definitely what you would call a dreamer. At any given moment, I've got hundreds of ideas bouncing around in the old noggin. One second it's a new project, the next is a totally awesome business idea, and occasionally I even dream about becoming the supreme leader of the galaxy. But then I think, man, that sounds like a lot of work. Ruling anything is a hassle, let alone the entire galaxy. So I tend to scale things down a little bit after that to something more manageable. To that end, all hail King Tim, ruler of the bathroom. And moving on. Now, I personally believe that dreaming, whether it's big or small, is one of the most important parts of being human. Just having the ability to come up with ideas and say, yeah, man, I could do that. That's what helps us grow, not just as individuals, but as a collective. The problem is when you stop dreaming, when you convince yourself that your ideas are dumb or impossible, and you say, I'll just stay in my lane. That is absolutely a tragedy. One of my favorite quotes is from the book called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and it says, never stop dreaming. Now, I've got the dreaming big part down to a science, but where I struggle is actually following through. If I had $1 for every time I lay awake at night thinking about all those cool things that I want to do, and then literally do none of them, well, let's just say I would be a very rich man right now. Which brings me to the inspiration of this week's project. I actually just found out recently that an old friend of mine from my Starbucks days has started her own coffee catering business called the Traveling Coffeeary. Now talk about chasing a dream and making it happen. And that's got me thinking, maybe it's time I actually follow through with one of my dreams, and that's making videos of my project as I do them. Yes, that's not as impressive as launching my own business, but hey, every little dream counts. So huge shout out to Michelle at the Traveling Coffeeary in Medford, Massachusetts. Love the name, by the way. Good luck, and thank you so much for the inspiration. Fun fact, did you know coffee is the second most consumed beverage in the world, right after water? People drink about 2.25 billion cups of coffee every single day. Alright everybody, I'll let you watch the rest of the video without me prattling along, so, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Auf Wiedersehen.